Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So right now I went ahead and taped my bottom lip all the way down. I did this so that it would be a flat surface for me to build onto. And then I'm taking my liquid latex and building that up and putting a little bit of tissue paper over top to create texture and a little bit more stability. I'm mainly doing this technique right over top of where I laid the tape. This is just because this tape isn't really that strong, and I just wanted to make sure that it would stay on and actually hold my bottom lip down. So you'll see me do this throughout the video. I'm putting a little bit of paper towels underneath of my lip, between my lip and my teeth. This is just so that the spit that my mouth is generating is not going to break down the glue on the actual tape. And I do get rid of this a couple times in this video, so if you're grossed out by spit, I'm really sorry. When you're doing a build-up on your face, make sure you cover everything with latex. But if you are allergic to latex, you can use Crozade or Spirit Gum that you can get online. Just make sure anything you put on your face, like cotton balls or tissue paper, make sure that it's secured with whatever adhesive you're using. Now I'm just taking a little bit of cotton balls and I'm building up the outer edges where my lip has torn away. And then when you put that down, make sure that you cover it completely with latex. Once your buildup is completely dry, you'll see in a moment, that you go ahead and powder it so that your neck, or the skin that doesn't have the latex, does not stick directly to your actual buildup and your skin. If you do that, it could end up ruining your makeup. So just go ahead and powder it. I'm using a little bit of colored powder, and I'm just doing this to kind of cover up some of that color. Ewy, 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 ewy. Now it's time to mix your foundation. I'm using my regular foundation that I always use, and I'm adding a little bit of white face paint to it just to kind of pale myself out a little bit. And you can see that because it's a thicker consistency, it's covering up some of the flaws in my application with the latex and cotton. You'll always have flaws. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, especially in special effects. But I like the way it looks because it looks like your skin is all wrinkled up and gross from being torn away. Using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Palette, the cream, I'm going to go in and hollow out my eyes and my temples. This is going to give me a really nice base for when I add all of my contours, which won't be a lot, but just enough to make myself look more hollowed out and sickly. Using the same contour shade, I'm just taking a regular artist brush and I'm really contouring my nose. I just want to make it look super sunken in and almost broken maybe. Just imagine a corpse and then paint yourself like that corpse. Taking my Amazing Cosmetics translucent powder, I'm going over everything, just making sure it's all set down, and it's kind of evening out my skin tone a little bit. Now it's time to fill in the yuck. I'm taking my black face paint by Wolf, and I'm just going ahead with a heavy hand and going all down the inside of where I had placed the latex and cotton buildup, so that it looks like my skin is being torn away or it's just hanging there after being torn away. This is my favorite face paint because it just is so easy to work with and it's really opaque. Using a black liquid lipstick, I'm going over right on the inner corners and right on like the butthole area of my lip. That way it will match. And I'm taking the Simply Vampy in red from NYX and going all over to create more depth. Once that's finished, I'm taking the Simply Pink and I'm just going all over my top lip and I'm creating a bottom lip for myself with that. I really love these because they're super opaque and they're easy to mess with. Taking NYX Wicked Dreams palette on a little tiny brush, I'm going in with the lightest pink, the lightest baby pink, and this is again just going to create depth and a little bit of texture in the gore in the wound itself. Now that your mouth is almost all the way done, you're going to go and move on to the rest of the face. So I'm taking the NYX Illuminator / blush and I'm going in and just rosying up my cheeks a tiny little bit. You can't really see it a lot on camera, but you can definitely see it in person. This is just going to give you a little bit of a flush like you were wearing makeup. And then you can't forget highlighter. And definitely don't forget where you created the dip on your temples. Just go a little bit up towards the top, make it really look like it's sticking straight out. Picking up that same matte black lipstick, I'm just faking an eyeliner mark, and this isn't really going to matter. Your eyes don't really matter that much. I'm just smudging it out, making it look like I've been crying. This is basically just going to show the emotion in the actual work of art itself. And we're just going to get messy here in a second. I mean, your girl's dead. And taking your black face paint again, I'm adding little almost vertical lines hanging down, and then I'm going back in with my water and just making sure that it is wet enough so that it will drip all the way down. I added these as an afterthought, and I really like the way this turned out. You can kind of a little bit guess how the girl died, and I don't know, that's what I like about it. I like being able to see the backstory in a work. Using the NYX Lip Suede in Oh Put It On, I dabbed a little bit of that under the eyes, again to just kind of give a little bit of bruising and also to make it look really unkept. And I used that same color with what was left on my brush and added shading to the actual wound. Now this would not truly be a fun gore look if you didn't add a little bit of scab blood. Now, because she is on an autopsy table, her blood would have dried by now. There would be no more free flowing since her heart has stopped. So this was an important thing for me. And to make the autopsy marks, or almost like her stitches, I took a little bit of Graftobian, the modeling wax, and started to lay it down in almost a V formation, ending it between my breasts. You can really just paint this on, but I decided to go all out for the competition. Again, I'm using Oh Put It On by NYX, the liquid lip color, and I'm outlining where the cut marks would be. And then I'm taking the black lipstick again, and I'm going through and using my wood stick to get a perfect line every time. So I basically just laid this down on top. Again, you could just do this with paint, but I decided to do it with the wax. And last but not least, I'm using a little bit of Oh Put It On and also Simply Vampy, and I am just adding a little bit of bruising and discoloration to the chest itself. You don't have to do this again, but I like the way it looks. It really ties in with my face. And last but not least, I use mascara, and that's the look. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!